Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and greeting of the day. I'm back with another episode, and this today I'm going to talk about the Earth, which is really important, and in light of Earth Day, which is a very important day for the whole universe, and this all is being initiated by Berkeley Middle East, Berkeley and Lords England, and the Voice of Global Women USA. This all initiatives are just to highlight, encourage, and talk about these sensitive topics which require our focus. And if you see, the earth is crying over the day and over the years. We are talking about the situations which is polluting the environment. The environment is getting more dusty, more unclean, more unhygienic. People are getting skin cancers, they are getting breathing issues. People are cutting, the bad people are cutting the trees, making the land barren. Water levels are going down, water is getting dirtier and dirtier. Rivers are changing their shapes. Sea is not as it used to be 200 years before. The poverty is increasing, climate is changing, human rights are in trouble, corruption between public sector, food security and logistics. It is a big issue. Logistics, shipping, everything is in trouble in a way that the world, the earth at the end need to cry and spit out that what we are looking into. And the ongoing wars, especially the use of weapons, they are creating a devastating impact on the earth. Earth is unable to bear these kind of chemical weapons and atomic reactions and the blasts that are taking place in several parts of the earth. It is all getting messed up, and that's why it's getting really important that we talk about earth and save the earth, considering earth as a mother, because the land is like a mother. We need to take care of our mother. And to discuss today these kind of issues which are impacting the earth, I am blessed to have my first guest who is expert in earth related matters, sustainability, environment regulations, and disaster recovery, and so many things, biodiversity. So please welcome my first guest, Dr. Ramsha.
Delighted to be here today to talk about something that I'm passionate about, our plants. It's great to see all of you here ready to make a difference. So, as we all know that Earth Day encourage us to reflect on the state of our environment and to mobilize action. And this is a day when we globally unite to foster a deeper connection with nature and to address pressing environmental issues. This year, I'm focusing on two critical aspects that I will cover today for our environment, which are the biodiversity conservation and ecosystem restoration. As I believe, and everyone who understands about the environmental issues, that these areas are pivotal because they sustain life on Earth by maintaining balanced ecosystem and resilience habitat. So, if we are going to start first with the biodiversity, what is mainly the biological diversity? That's referred to the vast variety of life on the earth, encompassing all species from the smallest microorganism to the largest animals and plants. It includes the genetic differences with each species as well as the variety of ecosystems that house them. Why this subject is important? This diversity is beautiful. It's crucial. It supports ecosystem productivity where each species, no matter how small, has an important role to play. Well-balanced biodiversity provides a large number of plant species, which means a great variety of crops, greater species diversity, which ensure natural sustainability for all life forms, and healthy ecosystem that can better withstand and recover from a variety of disasters. If we want to cover some of the statistic or some numbers, let me reflect some of the facts about the issue that we face globally about the biodiversity. So, however, our planet's biodiversity is facing unprecedented threats. The Living Plants report by the World Wild Fund for Nature in 2020 highlight a decline of almost 68% in global wildlife population since 1970. This massive reduction is a direct consequence of human activities, including deforestation, population overfishing, and illegal wildlife trade. These activities disrupt natural habitats and exert unbearable pressure on wildlife population. Climate change for sure accelerate this loss, alerting the decline balance of ecosystem and pushing species toward extinction. So this is what we can today consider. Let me give you an example. If we want to consider, for example, Amazon rainforest, often called the lungs of Earth, it has seen an alarming rate of deforestation, with thousands of acres lost each day to agriculture, logging, and mining. This is not only threaten countless species with their forest, but also affect the global climate. So each of us has a role to play in preserving biodiversity, whether by supporting sustainable efforts, advocating for protective legislation, or educating others about the importance of biodiversity. This is what we can cover about this subject on this day. And if there's any question.
Yeah, so thank you very much for a lovely introduction. You are very right that Earth need a lot of focus in so many areas which are impacting the human at the end. So my first question is from you is that do you think that this Earth is impacting from the human activity and irresponsible behavior and how it is impacting us and why you think it's important to talk about earth in 2024.
Okay, so why it's important? So thinking about health of the earth is extremely important for several reasons that impact both the plant and the well-being of all inhabitants. It's not only us; it's also the species and the plants, as we mentioned. So the earth provides essential resources like water, food, and air, that are vital for human survival. Mismanagement or depletion of these resources can lead to shortage and conflict. Thinking about the earth and implementing sustainable practice, ensuring that these resources can regenerate and be available for future generation, which we can name it as a sustainability of resources. If we consider the climate sustainability, we can focus on the human activity, particularly the emission of greenhouse gases, are the leading to the climate change, which is causing also extreme weather conditions like hurricanes, heat waves, and floods. These events can have devastating effects on communities, economy, and ecosystem. By considering our impact on the earth, we can work toward mitigating climate change and protecting vulnerable areas. This also includes the biodiversity issue which we cover right now. So the earth is a home, as we mentioned, for millions of species, many of which are integral to ecosystem balance. And the loss of biodiversity due to human activity threaten not just wildlife but also the ecosystem that perform essential function like pollinations, decomposition, and water purification. Protecting biodiversity means maintaining ecosystem resilience and functionality. uh, if we need to cover something else, let me talk about the health and well-being. So there is a direct link between the
Mm.
health of and the health of the inhabitant. Pollution, for example, affect air and water quality, which is in turn impact human health. Natural spaces also provide mental and physical health benefits to human. So protecting and restoring the health environment can prevent diseases and promote health environment. So
You're right. You're right that all these aspects are very important, and Earth is looking from human being to look around what we are doing as an actions. So my next question is, in your point of view, what are the most unappreciated aspects of biodiversity that the public and large should be knowing about?
okay, so one underappreciated aspect of biodiversity is the role of lesser known or less charismatic species, often termed non-iconic species. While much of the public's attention goes to a large animal like elephant or tiger, it's the smaller or less visible species such as insects, fungi, and microorganisms that play incredibly foundational roles in ecosystem. For instance, insects like bees or butterflies are pivotal pollinators for both wild plants and agriculture crops, but their decline goes less noticed compared to the large animal. Let's we talk about another often overlooked aspects is the role of the biodiversity in providing ecosystem services that support human life and economic activity. These include water purification, air quality improvement, soil formation and protection, and nutrient cycling, all of which are essential for sustaining agriculture and preventing natural disasters. Understanding these aspects can help in farming more effective conservation strategies that recognize the value of all species, big and small, and the interact ways in which they support life on Earth. It's vital for the public and policymakers to appreciate these broader benefits of biodiversity to ensure comprehensive and sustainable conservation efforts.
Well, and my next question would be that how can you give me some example how maintaining a well-balanced biodiversity can aid in disaster recovery and resilience?
Okay, so a well balanced biodiversity plays a crucial role in disasters recovery and enhancing resilience against environmental disturbances. For example, flood mitigation, wetlands and forests. Wetlands acts a natural sponge, absorbing and storing excess rainfall and reducing flood severity. Similarly, forests can help mitigate floods through their root system, which increase soil absorption and reduce runoff. Biodiversity wetland or forest with a variety of plant species enhance these effects, leading to better overall flood control and reduce the impact on human settlement. Something else is related to the storm protection, like coastal biodiversity or coastal ecosystem like mangrove and coral reefs plays a significant role in protecting shoreline forests from storm surge and erosion. Mangrove forests, for example, can reduce the height of waves passing through them, lessening the impact of storm surges. Also, let me talk about the coral reefs act as natural barriers that absorb wave energy, protecting coastal areas from severe storm impact. So the greater the biodiversity with this ecosystem, the more robust their ability to buffer against the storm. So these are kind of balance that can be achieved with that biodiversity and disaster recovery. We can also have more example like erosion control, recovery after fires, or resistance. But I believe this is the first two example that we just practice during the past weeks or past month during the rain that happened in Dubai, for example.
Mhm. That's really interesting. And in the last, I will request you to please enlighten us what we should do to save the earth in future.
So we need first of all to take an action. So the Earth Day is a call to action for each of us to contribute positively to our planet, whether it's reducing waste, planting trees, conserving water, or supporting sustainable practice and policy. Every small effect, I believe, it's count. Educate and spread awarenesses among others. So we can use this day to learn more about environmental issue and share this knowledge with others. Education is a powerful tool in fostering a deeper understanding of the impact of our daily actions on the plant health. We
Mhm.
can also reflect on how our lifestyle affect the environment and consider making change toward more sustainable practice. This could mean choosing to recycle, using energy efficient appliances, or reducing meat consumption. It's just to think about our daily lifestyle and try to be responsible about what we use, what we consume.
Mhm.
We can it also for and support policies that protect environment. This can involve everything from local community initiatives to global agreements aimed at addressing climate change, preserving natural habitats, and promoting renewable energy.
Mhm.
So this Earth Day, let's renew our commitment to the planet by being mindful of our impact and proactive in our effort to protect our shared home.
Oh, that's a very lovely message. Yeah. That's a very lovely message, and I would request you for your closing remarks for the day.
So the closing remark for the day. So what I can think about. Okay, so what I think every positive action, no matter how small, contribute to healthier Earth. And I think now this talking about the Earth and the important about being responsible is very daily read aspect or topics, and there's everywhere notice or even an articles everyone can launch to understand how their effects have a positive or negative impact. So if everyone consider himself as a responsible person, each of us we can make a change.
That's great. That's a lovely message. And with this, I want to thank you for joining us today and enlighten with so much informative things for regarding Earth. And I hope that our audience and the public at large is going to learn from these things and apply in future.
Thank you. Anyway, so I have another topic if you want to deep dive more on it, but if
Sure.
there's and I don't want to take the seat from the other.
Oh,
So I
please go ahead. Go ahead. Yes.
okay, I would like to talk about the ecosystem restoration because
Mhm.
this one is assisting in the recovery of ecosystem that have been degraded or destroyed, as well
Mhm.
as the ecosystem that are still intact. It's about making peace with nature and taking concrete steps to make amends for the harm we have caused. So, for the ecosystem restoration, I believe it's a very recognized aspect. For example, for the global initiative, there are many global initiatives related to the ecosystem restoration, like UN Decade on Ecosystem Restoration, that recognize the critical need and serious action that we require to start restoration of the ecosystem. The United Nations has declared in 2021 to 2030 the decade on ecosystem restoration. So this global effort aims to halt the degradation of ecosystem and restore them to achieve global goals. Successfully restoring ecosystem can fight the climate crisis and enhance food security, provide clean water, and protect biodiversity. So restoring ecosystem goes beyond environmental benefit. It provides substantial economic, social, and health benefit. For example, restored wetlands can improve water filtration, enhance water quality for communities while providing habitat for diverse species. Forest restoration, for example, help sequester carbon from atmosphere, mitigate climate change, and providing economic benefit that through the sustainable forestry. So it has multiple benefits if we consider it as an ESG, which is the most of the regularity bodies try to integrate in their policy. So so ecosystem restoration, it has a very direct impact on achieving or improving the credibility the organization that can achieve by starting such initiatives.
That's great. I think it's a lovely topic, and Earth is really needing for that. And as a regulatory point of view, ESG implementation is also be very effective, and it's going to make some difference in and keep a pressure on organizations who are spreading unhealthy environment, and they are not releasing their waste in a proper way. So I want to thank you, Dr. Hamza, for joining and enlightening us with such a deep thoughts. And I hope that these thoughts will be heard and people will learn from these things, and the earth will be beautiful. So let's hope that in 2025, on the Earth Day, when we will meet, we'll see some kind of positive improvement about Earth.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much. So, with this, we will move towards the next session or next part of our discussion. As our guest, she was talking about ESG, so reporting. So, we are going to focus much on ESG reporting, that how it looks like and what is the most important part of that. So, we will talk about ESG, which is environment, social, and governance. On this World Earth Day, when the Earth is growing, it has a lot of issues and things are really messed up. So, as we can see that the world is facing a lot of challenges, and the biggest challenge that we are going to face is the population. Because of advancement in the healthcare sector, we can see the dying rate is reducing and the birth rates are increasing. And obviously, it's not all over the world. There are some part of the world which are more um, growing in terms of population because they believe more kids, more better. But in some part of the world, we are struggling with not having enough kids, so they have aging population. So it's when we talk about the Earth has included everything. So one nation's irresponsible action is going to impact the other nations, even they are doing responsible actions. So that's what the world is connected. So population is growing, and in next 10 years, 20 years down the road, you can see the billion plus people will be added. And all these people who come in the world, they need more. We need to slaughter more sheep, more beef, more mutton, more chicken. They need more eggs. They need more clothing. We need to cut trees to convert them into other things. The more microwaves will be bought and manufactured, and anything, the more electricity they are going to consume. And if we are making electricity from the coal, it's going to impact the home, the environment, and things are going to be in a very disastrous way. People are cutting the tree, deforesting, and we have to restore the forest. We have to bring the trees back, which has been cutted, and the earth lost its balance from that. The water levels are going down in some part of the world. Some areas are in drought, and there is no water left in that soil. So things are really complex at the moment. Climate change is the big issue, and that's why we saw the conferences and gatherings like COPs 28, 29, and similar kind of all over the world. People are gathering together, and they are all talking about environment, and how to regulate this irresponsible behavior, which is causing the earth a damage, and consumption is increasing, and a lot of things are going under the water. So you, when you throw your disposals in the river, in the sea, it's going to pollute everything. There is a living being species, the fishes, the shrimps, and there are different kind of mammals living under the water, which this all human actions are causing them a lot of problem in general, because we need to be more responsible in our behavior, because otherwise it impacts the other creations as well. So we human beings, uh, our actions are detrimental for the other species which we don't care about. If we don't care about, then the earth is going to impact, the ecosystem is going to impact. We have to keep the world in a way, the cleaner, nicer, greeners. That's the way we need to keep it in a way. The climate has already changed. You saw the cold countries are getting hotter, hotter countries are getting in a very unpredicted weather. There's heavy rain sometime, there's sometime less heat. Things are changing. The gas levels, the gas, greenhouse gas levels are 10 times faster than before, and we need to do something to stabilize. We need to do something to save it, because as we will save the earth, as we are saving ourselves, that's the combination that we are looking. The earth level in some places is getting hotter, and it is also causing the ecosystem a problem. So here we say the world need to change. You need to change yourself in a couple of ways. So for example, let's talk about the most important thing, that is an electricity. We use energy. We should see that the energy is coming from the most green part of the green energy that has been generated without polluting or leaving any waste in the environment. So the more faster we move to a green friendly energy, the more better, the more environment safe we can do. Same for the travels. We have airplanes. They are really big, and they are using the fuel. The fuel is causing a lot of problem in the earth and imbalancing the ecosystem. When they go up in the skies, they pollute the very clear layers, and environment gets really bad. So we need those aeroplanes. We need to use the transportation means which are more green friendly, so we can save the environment, we save the earth. Earth is like a mother, is you have to take care of your land, the environment, the ecosystem around. Food and agriculture plays a really important role. We need to talk about the food that we produce through a green mechanism, so that does not impact the ecosystem. Housing is also the insulations, the heating of the housings, appliances that we use, and how we recycle them. These are very important points. I mean, if you can't think about it, you just think you wake up in the morning, you go office, you come home, you just all the day you are contributing to damage the earth. This is not a responsible behavior. We need to be living our earth, which require more responsible behavior from your side. And consumer purchasings are going up. We as a consumer, when we go to the market, we should see like what we are buying, what will be the impact on environment, or it is going to harm the environment, ecosystem, the earth. We have to avoid buying those things. Actually, we the manufacturer should not manufacture those things, and the techniques they're using in producing those things, which can harm and it can impact you in it can impact you as a human being, and it can impact you on the earth. And obviously we have to come into sustainable development, manufacturing, construction, real estate, manufacturing, environment. Everything should be sustainable in general. So these are the things that we need to focus on. There are health issues coming in. You saw there are wars around the earth, and these wars are not only taking the human lives, but they are polluting, impacting the ecosystem of the earth. And this is a research you can look into, that far away if there is a war, it the impact on environment of the chemical weapons and the blasting impact, drilling, digging, bombing, this is going to create a very bad impact on the earth, which will cause cancers, respiratory diseases, and so many things will impact even your production under the soil. Is even if you're far away, it's going to create a global impact on the earth. So we need to be very careful. We should be a peace loving human beings. We should be responsible. We need to work hard on saving the earth from pollution and the waste. And we should talk about biodiversity, and we have to look about poverty, because poverty create a bad impact on the environment and the healthcare. So here it comes that what is the concept of ESG, environment, social, and governance. So when we say environment, we're talking about the climate. We are talking about the resources that we have, how to manage them effectively, and environment impact that is really important in terms of considering your manufacturing. You're making a paint, you're making some chemicals, you are using automobiles, manufacturing, or any kind of manufacturing. You need to see the impact on air quality and plastic use. All these issues we need to work. The regulations has already been arised, and organization need to be more compliant with ESG. And when we talk about social, so how we deal as an organization, how we deal with our human resource, are we paying them on time, are we spending money on them, how the value chain system is moving around. Are we spending in ISO certifications? Are we talking about environmental standards to adopt? These are very, very important things that we cannot ignore in any ways. And society and the communities, how they're living, what are their living styles? Are we spending enough money to make the infrastructure? And they are really looking into in a way that you are giving a positive impact back to this earth that is growing at the moment. And obviously, as an organization, the corporate governance is really important. You need to have a very intellectual board of directors, your committees, your sustainability in terms of your employees, in your management, your structuring in terms of your board and your management. You should keep them separate. You should keep the oversight committees to handle these kind of things, and you have to push the shareholders to be more effective, more energy, more environmental focus, and more better in taking care of the earth. So ESG concept is really growing, and in environment, social, in governance, you need to talk about biodiversity, green gas emission, which is increasing, energy efficiency, renewable energy is really important. Resource, our resources are depleting. How to arrange if there is an increase in population? Is there increase in the resources of the land or the earth? This is a very important question. Maybe when I was small, I used to heard that the next war is for the water. So water levels are going down. What we are doing actually, and ocean is changing. Ozone layer is also depleting. People are migrating from here and there. Wealth is not properly distributed. Access to healthcare is getting a problem. We need to talk about work environments, health, safety at work, diversity, inclusion, and employment rights, child labor, slavery. These kind of issues are still on our earth, and controversial weapons and cluster bombs. This is a big issue that we need to be working on as a responsible country or as a community, as human being. We need to talk about ethics in business, ethics in life. Ethics is always asking a human being to take care of other human being. That's the most important thing, because if you will take care in these ways, definitely you are going to be a part of the, you are contributing the earth with this message that the earth is ours and we belong to earth. Earth is looking to us and we are looking to earth. We are complementary for each other. Our actions are going to determine what exactly is the situation of the earth. Earth, when it gets angry, it gives you hurricanes, it gives you volcanoes, it gives you earthquakes, it gives you flood. So don't annoy the earth. Understand what earth is asking from you, and you as a human being try to understand and create your impact for the beautiful earth that we have. So, with this message that the next year, Earth Day 2025, we would like to meet you and see the positive impact in our what we did, which impact the earth in a positive way. Till then, take care of yourself, and wherever you are, whatever you do, just spread love, peace, harmony, positivity, cooperation, helping others. That's the message that a normal human being is looking for another human being. Take care. See you, ma salama, and good night.